episode 33 of Knitting Needles and Stems. I'm Carrie, I'm the host, and today is Sunday, April 19th, 2026. Today's segments will include works in progress, finished objects, knit-alongs, my patterns, more out than in, and gardening. You can find me on Ravelry, Patreon, and Facebook as Knitting Needles and Stems. My Ravelry username is Kabammer. What's new? Today is actually my middle daughter's 22nd birthday. Happy birthday, Madison! And because of that, I did get a book. Well, not really because of that, because I've been craving cakes. I got a book from my library called Delicious Poke Cakes by Roxanne Wise and Kathy Moore. And it has 80 super simple desserts with an extra flavor punch in each bite. I was reading that backwards, so that was pretty good. Anyway, I like cake, but I don't like how dry cake can be a lot of the time. So poke cakes, you actually bake the cake and then you let it rest for about 10 minutes and then you pour a liquid over the top that then absorbs into the cake and makes it a lot more moist. So the library is a great source for borrowing books to use, and then you can give them back and actually borrow them again if you decide you want to. Our library network, this one actually came from the Superior Public Library, and I live in Hayward, not in Superior. But we have a network of libraries that all work together, and you can get just about any book you want to get from that network. So I made for her birthday the tequila sunrise cake. I don't think there's a picture of it in here. Oh, there is. The tequila sunrise cake. And it's a yellow cake, and then you take orange Jell-O and mix some tequila in there to pour over the top, and then you put Cool Whip on the top as the frosting, and it turned out really good. So that's my cooking. That's what cooking I've been doing. And spring is coming. The weather is actually starting to warm up, and the sun is shining. Today's a pretty cold day. It's going to be in the high 30s or low 40s today, but next week it's supposed to warm back up again. So I'll be able to do some more stuff outside, and that's really fun and exciting, especially for the gardening. Spring is the time when we got to get a lot of stuff done. I'm going to be doing some remodeling of my garden, because I'm going to raise at least one of the beds and get it filled in with some good dirt so that I can try to actually grow some good stuff out there this year. I have 4 plots that I use for vegetables. So I'm going to start with the one on the far right, which is the one that I get the most use out of. We'll get that one raised for sure, and then maybe we'll get a second one done this year. Probably not, though, because our growing season is so short. I mean, maybe we can get a good start on getting that one raised to be able to use it next year. Okay, let's move on to works in progress. I worked on my corner to corner blanket. I know you haven't seen this one in a while, and the rows are still pretty long, even though they're getting shorter every row. It gets 1 stitch shorter every row. They're still pretty long rows. I actually stopped right in the middle of a row this time, so let me untangle this. So I was on this blue. I was on part of the last row of that blue, and I got all of this gray here done. So just a few more rows got done on that. It's going to be about 6 feet by 4 feet, I want to say. So it's just like a throw blanket size. But it has so many colors, and someone told me once that once you put so many colors together, they all go together, and I believe it after working on this blanket, because it's just so many colors. Every color you could imagine is in this blanket. So, and this is the Corner to Corner blanket by Sammy Bristow. And for this one, I'm using leftover yarns. mostly heavier weights than fingering weight. I did have a lace weight in here at one point, and it ended up getting a hole in it, so I ripped back to where that was and took that lace weight out. The yarn that I'm using right now is a fingering weight. I can't remember where it came from. It's just something that was in my stash that I've already used part of it for something else. And this is a pretty big ball, so it'll take me a little while to get through this whole ball, but I'll have a nice throw blanket to use in my house when it's all done. So again, that's the Corner to Corner blanket by Sammy Bristow. Next, I worked on my Coziest Memory by Kemper Ray. This is a mitered square blanket. And for this one, I'm using leftover fingering weight yarn as I finish that fingering weight. So once I finish a project with that fingering weight, it goes into the line to be used for this blanket, and I want to use them in the order that I finished them. So I showed you last week my little necklace. I called it a necklace. It's not really a necklace. It holds it all together. And if I don't finish anything with fingering weight yarn, then I'll just use what I have in my bag waiting to be used. So I did add 2 blocks, 1 each week. I add a block every Saturday, and at some point I might end up adding more than 1 a week, but for now 1 a week is working for me. I'm up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20 blocks, and I'm gonna go to 25, I think, across, and that's gonna be the right width for my bed. Then after I get the right width, then I'm gonna do a garter stripe of black going across the bottom before I start my next stripe. So it'll be a stripe of colors and then a thin black stripe in between, stripe of colors, then black stripe. And then I'm gonna do a black border around the whole thing. So again, this is Coziest Memory by Kemper Ray, using all of my fingering weight leftovers. All right, let me get this put back into its bag here. And the next thing that I've been working on is my Musselburgh by Isolde Teague. And for this one, I'm using Knit Picks Felici in the Olive Juice colorway. And I'm going to add, I've decided on what yarn I'm going to use in addition to the Felici. I'm going to add Knit Picks Stroll Fingering in the Hollyberry colorway. And it is a nice red that will go with the colors in the Felici. So this is my hat. Again, it's pretty much the same story every time because I only get a round or 2 of it done every week. I have a few colors left, I think 3. I have white, brown, and red, and then I'll be able to start with the stroll in the Hollyberry color. So this one is almost the length that my other one was, the one that I made with the Titmouse colorway and the World Traveler yarn. It's almost the length that is on one side, and then I use the solid color on the other side. So I'm thinking that I'll do the same thing with this one. I'll knit to the end. I might have to have an inch or so less of the solid color, and then you can fold up the brim to have a nice quadruple layers over your ears. So that'll be really nice when it's time to wear our winter hats again. It hasn't been that cold. I haven't been wearing my hat outside the last couple days, mostly because I'm crazy, but I really just don't want to wear a hat anymore But my head does get a little cold with the short hair. But anyway, this is the Musselburgh by Isolde Teague using Knit Picks Felici in Olive Juice. And we'll be using Knit Picks Stroll Fingering in Hollyberry. Okay, the next thing that I worked on was another baby hat. This one used leftover sock yarn, and I'm not sure what kind of sock yarn it was for the gray border here, or the gray brim, but I am using the leftover Bumblebee Acre Farms Advent 2024 colorway, 2023 colorway for the body of the hat. So I've got the ribbing done, got a little bit of the body of the hat done, just a few rows. For this I would knit it to 4 inches. I cast on 80 stitches, worked in 2x2 rib for an inch or 10 rounds or something like that. And then I'll knit it to 4 inches tall, and then I'll graft the top closed so it's a little square baby hat. They're super easy to make, and I like to donate baby hats. So that's that. So I don't have anything else to say about it. It's just a baby hat, no pattern, just simple 80 stitches cast on, and then knit to 4 inches and graft it closed. Alright, the next thing that I started since the last time I recorded is 3-in-1 by Alpha Knits. And for this one I'm using Collage Yarns Riveting Sport in Storm, Lava, and Sand. And here's what I've got so far. This is worked bottom up, and it's a sweater that looks like 3 sweaters. So this is the bottom. That'll be around my hips, and it looks like the bottom of a shirt here. And then this white will look like another shirt. So short rows are used in both of these, and then the blue is going to be like the main color of the shirt. So it's like a red wedge. It's like a wedge that goes out. That'll be across the bottom, and then mine is white above that. So the white will go in the same direction as the red, while adding, it has some shaping in there too while you're working on the short rows. And then the blue wedge at the bottom will go in the other direction to fill in the one side with the rest of the sides of the sweater. And then it's knit just like a normal 1-layer sweater to the arms, or probably to the neck, because I think the neckline has the three different yarns to look like different sweaters, and then the bottoms of the sleeves have it too. So it's kind of hard to explain. The link's in the show notes. You can look at a picture of the sample pattern, and you'll know exactly. You'll go, oh yeah, well that's what she was trying to say. So this is 3-in-1 by Alpha Knits using Collage Yarns Riveting Sport in Storm, Lava, and Sand. Okay, and I worked on my counted cross stitch. This is Day's End by Judy Gibson. And I got pretty much all of the straight across bottom done. I've started working my way up. I got this little tree here, and I'm just kind of working in some of this over on the side, and then I'll work my way across, and then I'll work up on this side and work my way across. It's coming along really slow. When you only work on it on Tuesdays, you can't expect to get a whole lot of it done, but I get more of it done than it feels like I do when I'm showing it to you. But if I was to take pictures of it every week, I'd be able to see my progress for sure. So again, this is Day's End by Judy Gibson, counted cross stitch. And I've been spinning again. I'm done spinning the singles of my Rolags using alpaca, bamboo, and firestar. It's like gray, a medium gray alpaca, dark gray bamboo, and rainbow firestar. And I'm plying it, and I'm more than halfway done with plying it. So I'm hoping by my next episode, I'll have my first skein of finished spun yarn for the year. So 1 out of 6 in April would be pretty good. I think so, for me anyway. So look forward to that. I don't have, it's on my wheel right now. I can't bring my wheel. Well, I could bring my wheel in here. I don't want to take the bobbin off because it's attached to the other bobbins that have the singles on them. So that is in progress. Let's move on to finished objects. The first thing that I finished, I'm sure you've already figured it out, is my Coorie In for Advent poncho by Amy Palco. For this one, I used Lolo Did It Low Original in Eden and the Lolo Did It Lil Low Original in the 2025 Advent colorway. So here is my poncho. I've been wearing it for 2 days. I love, love, love the way that it turned out here. The gradients, I made sure I added some extra length because I wanted to make sure that I used all of the colors, and I did use all of the colors. And I love the way, let me back up. Sorry for the chair noise. I love the way the colors played out. I love that the neck isn't too tight on my neck because I have a problem with things that are tight on my neck. And I decided, it wasn't in the pattern, I decided to use my collar color for the bind off too, and I like the way that turned out. So you can wear it as a triangle like this, right? Or you could wear it as a square, which I did this morning to church, like this, which looks really nice too. I kind of like the arm coverage as wearing it as a triangle, but you can wear it as a square, or you could wear it with the opposite side showing, which is what my friend Kendra is going to do with hers when she finishes hers, because it looks just as good or better than this side. There is this ridge here, which I kind of like. It kind of blocked out a little, so it's not as prominent as it was when I first finished, but the other side, you would have that nice, it would be more hidden, the transition there. So anyway, this is Advent, or Coorie In for Advent poncho by Amy Palco, using Lolo Did It Low Original in Eden and Lolo Did It Lil Low Original in the 2025 Advent colorway. And that is the one that me and the kids opened on the podcast. So that's super exciting. The next thing that I finished is 5-inch Bear in the Round by Catherine Fisher and Judy Horn. This is for my Bears group, or Bears for Kids group that I'm in on Ravelry. I donate these to the New Life Resource Center here in Hayward, Wisconsin. And our theme for this time was spring. So this little bear is ready for spring. Look how cute she is. She has sparkle in the yarn that I used for her fur. I embroidered what is supposed to be a butterfly and a flower. They both kind of look like butterflies. You can use your own interpretation. They can be whatever you want them to be. But I think she's really cute. She was really fun to make. And yeah, I just love making these little bears. So again, that is 5-inch Bear in the Round by Catherine Fisher and Judy Horn. And the last thing I finished was actually finished several weeks ago. This is a Spamton Sweater. Spamton is a character from Deltarune. Sorry, my kid just had to tell me who it is from. This is Spamton. This is a stuffed animal that belongs to my oldest. And my oldest asked for a sweater for him to wear out of the yarn that I made their socks out of. So this is made from the Mustache Yarn and Fiber Perfect Must Match Pair in Equinox. And I didn't use a pattern. He had a little jacket that he came with that he wore. And so I just kind of was working on it and would lay it on top of that jacket and go, okay, I need to do this. And then, you know, just until it was done. And now he has a little rainbow sweater with little blue buttons that match pretty perfectly. And it's just plain in the back. But that is the Spamton sweater. And Spamton is a character from Deltarune. Now, let's move on to knit-alongs. The first knit-along that I want to tell you about is in my group, my other group, my designer group, the Carried from Fleece group. It is our 6th annual Spring Make-Along 2026. Every spring we have a mystery, I should put mystery on my notes, a mystery pattern for a stuffed animal comes out every spring on April 15th to celebrate the end of tax season, which tax season is over. Yay, I'm so happy. I'm back down to my summer schedule where I get to work shorter work days and have my 2-day weekend. So it's awesome. But the spring mystery knit along is going on right now. It started on April 15th. It ends on May 30th. And you have until June 2nd to actually, or no, till May 31st to actually post the pictures of your finished critters. So there's still plenty of time for you to jump in. One clue has been released. The clues come out once every week, and they're small and manageable clues. So hop over to my designer group and check that out. I'm also participating in the Project a Month Cow group. And for the month of April 2026, we are working on cozies. It could be a cozy for anything. It could be a cup cozy. One of the moderators is making an eyeglasses case cozy. I made a chapstick cozy to hang it on my purse. So really it can be anything. One of the ladies in the group actually made a cozy for her mom's Life Alert necklace. So that was really cool too. In the last knit along that I'm participating in is in the Yarniacs podcast group. This is the Love Your Stash Cow, and it runs from March 20th to June 2020 or 21st, 2026. That is from the spring equinox in the United States to the summer equinox in the United States. And you are encouraged to use up your stash. So you get extra points for older stash. You get extra points for using patterns that you've bought and haven't made. And there's just other fun things that go into this cow. So hop over there and join in on that fun and use up your stash. Let's move on to my patterns. I sell patterns on Ravelry as Carried from Fleece. My mystery critter is now available in both knit and crochet. You can find the links below for both of those patterns. And it's a really cute pattern this year. It's one of my favorites that I've made. So make sure you check it out. My new shawl pattern is still waiting to be typed up and sent to the tech editor, as is my Colorwork Hat Pattern, which I'm considering sending to Knitty because I think it was Knitty. Because I got a call for submissions from them. So maybe I'll send it to them and see if I can get it in the magazine. But we'll see. We'll see what I decide to do. Okay, let's move on to gardening. I told you last time that it would be time to start seeds soon. And I had those apple seeds and grape seeds that I wasn't sure when to start them. So I looked it up, and both of them have to go through a cold period in order to sprout. So both of them looked like I should put them in a damp paper towel, fold it up in a plastic bag in the refrigerator for a while until they sprout. Well, they've both been in there for several weeks, and none of them have sprouted yet. I'm still hopeful. They haven't rotted or anything, so I'm still hopeful that those will be able to sprout, and I'll be able to start growing. We already have some apple trees, so I'd really like to be able to start growing some grapes, because that would just be awesome. Who doesn't love fresh grapes? But anyway, that's my gardening update for now. And I think that's all I have for you today. Until next time, keep doing what you love. Bye.